I always wondered what my purpose was as I was growing up in my younger years. And fast forward 4 decades later, I discovered it. And that was to speak out authentically and honestly about my struggles, my knowledge, and my awareness, the lack of mental health knowledge, and addressing it within the Black minority community. Oftentimes, I can get frustrated because I speak out authentically with a genuine concern, want people to know that there is a growing evil that is lurking everywhere. Just merely existence can be a dangerous thing, walking down the street as this man. According to New York Post, a father of 2 young girls were allegedly shot and unalived by a neighbor who angrily confronted him after his daughter touched the mulch. Yeah, you heard me, touched the mulch in his yard while the family was on a walk in their suburban Michigan neighborhood. Nathan Morris, who was 35, was on a walk with his wife and daughters, ages 2 and 5, near their home in Canton just before noon Saturday, when police say their neighbor, Devereaux Christopher Johnson, who's 47, confronted him, and the two got into an argument, according to the information I'm reading. Johnson was reportedly upset that Moore's daughter touched the mulch on his property. Wrote the GOP about Morris, a party member involved in local politics. Nathan sent his family home and said that he would try and defuse the situation, but instead was bang bang and unalived. Johnson fired multiple shots, unaliving Morris, who was unarmed, prosecutors stated. When Canton police officer arrived, they discovered Morris with a bang-bang wound in the street while the suspect had barricaded himself inside his home. Morris was taken to a hospital where he met his demise. After several orders to surrender, Johnson came out of his house, repeatedly saying praise to God Almighty, and was taken into custody. He was charged with first-degree unaliving and other felonies. Morris, who worked at Ford as an engineer, recently got into politics and was affiliated with the Michigan GOP in Wayne. There might be more to that story. We'll probably find out, but regardless, unaliving somebody is unacceptable. Nathan is one of those few who are near perfect. He would do no harm and think no harm. He is just an amazing and gentle soul. He will be missed dearly, said Michigan GOP, wrote in their statement. Morris also recently ran for the school board in their town, and was remembered by his can-do spirit and strong focus on the work and responsibilities, according to a fundraiser set up for his family. Johnson, who lived in the neighborhood for 12 years, had on multiple occasions assaulted neighbors as well as police officers, officials told Fox. Well, it's coming from Fox, so we're going to say allegedly. He also has criminal essay conduct charges from the 1990s. A not guilty plea was entered on his behalf, and he is being held without bond. The prosecutor's office is seeking for a competency hearing for Johnson, who is set to appear in court next on August 23rd. There is definitely an evil surrounding politics, division, racism, and just a whole slew of things that are unhealthy and unjust. Let's keep our cool, keep respect for one another as we approach this political election in November. None of this is worth unaliving someone or being unalived and all lives being altered. It's time we wake up and really pay attention, because a lot's going on. May this young man rest in peace, and may the other man get the help that he needs.
Obviously very early on in this investigation. Yeah, Hillary, and police are still on the scene processing things, looking for the weapon. But I want you to look at this video that we obtained from neighbors. This is actually video of the suspect. We've blurred his face out because he has not been formally charged with any crime. But this is a video of him coming out, surrendering to police after that barricaded situation, surrendering to police peacefully. Now, let's back up and talk about what happened. It was about 10 till 12 here in Canton on Cornell Street when neighbors say and police say that there was some sort of dispute between a neighbor who lives down the street and this neighbor in question. And right outside the suspect's home, police say that he shot the victim, a 35-year-old man, in the street. There was blood all over, and police actually were able to move him to a distance that made it seemed like it was a safer place for him, and rendered CPR, and then took him to an emergency room where he unfortunately was declared deceased. But a horrible situation where neighbors say that they are not entirely surprised that this happened. They say that the suspect in question has been somewhat of a nuisance throughout the months and years that he has threatened people, and they've really kind of walked on eggshells around him. But what exactly led up to this dispute? Police still working to try to figure that out, but still just the shocking video of him walking out so calmly, putting his hands up and taking the orders. And right now, of course, police still trying to find that weapon, but they know that it's somewhere here, either outside the perimeter. They've been checking ever since this happened, and then now, of course, waiting for search warrants to get inside the house.
You